today I'm going to look at the accuracy of this thermostat. This thermostat here controls our heating system. And right now it's reading 73 degrees Fahrenheit. And I have a calibrated digital thermometer here that's reading 21.5 degrees, and that's Celsius. So in order to compare these, I need to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit. So I've opened up an online app here, which converts Celsius to Fahrenheit. I put in 21.5 degrees Celsius, and it returns 70.7 degrees Fahrenheit. And therefore, our thermostat is reading 2.3 degrees high. So we're going to look at it and see what we can do about that. And the reason why that's a problem is if I set the thermostat to 72, but it's reading 2.3 degrees high, it's actually going to be trying to keep the temperature at 69.7 degrees instead of 72. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the thermostat on off. This is low voltage thermostat. I turn it from heat to off. So this is 24 volts AC, so we really don't need to shut power off for this. I'm going to remove the thermostat. There's this little screw underneath here, which I'll remove. It actually doesn't move, and then the thermostat lifts up and off. And so the first thing I notice is if we look at the batteries, it looks like the batteries need to be replaced. There's definitely some corrosion there on the batteries. Although I don't believe that that's causing our temperature variance, but I'm going to replace those batteries while I'm doing this also. So I want to measure the temperature, compare this to my thermometer when it's removed from the wall, because it's possible that this wall, since there is an air duct behind it, could be causing the thermostat to read higher than it normally would in the airspace. So let's go compare this to our digital thermometer again. So I've removed the thermostat and I put it into on a table here next to the thermometer, and I've given it some time to equalize the temperature. And so as you can see here, it's still reading 73, but the digital thermometer is reading 21.1. And when I plug that into the online app, it comes back 69.98 degrees Fahrenheit. So right now it's basically reading 3 degrees off, slightly more than it was when it was on the wall. So what we have here is we have a thermostat that is uncalibrated. It's not measuring the correct temperature. There's several things we can do with that. One is we can replace the thermostat. There's really no adjustments on this thermostat. So we can also adjust our setting because we know that this thing is off by 2 to 3 degrees. As you can see, I've removed the batteries, and there is a lot of corrosion in the contacts there. This thermostat may need to be replaced. We're going to try and clean those contacts up, but this thermostat may need to be replaced. So let's go ahead and clean that up. So as you can see here, I've cleaned these contacts up pretty good. They were really bad. A lot of corrosion. I even wiped them with the eraser of a pencil. So now I'm going to go ahead and put the batteries in and see how this thing works. Another thing you might notice is that these two wires here, they're going to a thermistor in the housing here, and that's how it's sensing temperature. So this is the corner where it's sensing temperature. So let me put the batteries back in. I replaced the batteries, and I've given this thermostat some time to reach steady state temperature, and here you can see that it's basically off by a little more than a degree now. Did the batteries do that? Probably not. I imagine the batteries are just there for keeping the program during prolonged power outages. The other thing, the batteries, when I removed the batteries and replaced them, oddly enough, the program was not deleted. And that's probably because they have another energy storage device on the thermostat for short periods of time to allow you to replace batteries without having to reprogram. It's probably a capacitor. And we're going to put this back on the wall, realizing that this thermostat is off by a little bit, and we would have to replace it if we wanted something to be more accurate. Odds are that you would buy another thermostat and it would also be off by a degree or so. I've reinstalled the thermostat, and now all that's left to do is just turn it on.